Happy Saturday. I'm at the end of this season in the journey called life in, beginning a new season. I guess I break them up in bite-sized consumable bits just for my own benefit. And so even as we are still on the journey that I call life in, I am led to reflect on a time when I suffered from Bell's palsy. It was a very scary time. I remember it happened for the very first time when I was at work. I was working at an all-inclusive, luxury all-inclusive in my home country of Jamaica. And I was really doing a lot. It was a very stressful time in my life, emotionally, financially, and just so that you have the context, I was a part of the opening team of this resort. So we started, could have been 6 weeks, 2 months before opening, and that was when the training happened, when the staff development happened, when we put things in place, when we basically laid out the department, set out the furnishings, pretty much everything that happens in a pre-opening. And it was hard. It was really hard. And it was financially difficult because you're working on a basic salary and there is no gratuity. Now, gratuity is where the bulk of your income comes from. But of course, with no guests in house, there's no income to be generated. So, coming from a place where I was able to generate 3 streams of income, working as a teacher and then working in network marketing, translating on my day off. Well, as a teacher, you have Saturday and Sunday, and then also being able to do classes. My life was pretty flexible. Then here I went back into the hotel industry, working 6 days per week, working in middle management, and you have no time. You are supposedly the first ones to get there and the last ones to leave. You need to know everything that happens and be able to give a report thereof. So having gotten to, I think maybe 5 months, 4 or 5 months, so opening happened, the kinks became obvious in the property, and then of course rollout, it was taking a toll. And of course, you know how it is. You are given the speech by management to be all in and to be a team player and a dream builder and all of the wonderful things that go with a startup. And you in turn should feed that narrative to the team. And I did that very, very well. I was a proper team player. No one should fault me on that one. But what was it doing to me as a person? Well, on the first instance of me turning up to work at 8 o'clock that morning and feeling all kind of crazy sensations in my face, couldn't quite understand, because normally you don't feel your face, you just live. But I kept feeling my face doing a twitching sort of a thing. My lips, my upper lip and then my lower lip on one side started to twitch. And so by about, I don't know, 10 o'clock, I was like, no, I need to look in a mirror. And I could visibly see the twitching happening on my lips and on my face. I don't think I went to the nurse, I don't think so. But the twitching and the feel in my face and the discomfort continued. By midday, it was beginning to feel as though my face was being pulled in one direction. So I think it was from left to right. And I can't remember the in-betweens, but I'm still working. but I'm feeling very uncomfortable by this time. And by the time we got to 2 o'clock, my face was visibly distorted, and my gait, my walk was becoming very, very difficult on one side of my body. So I alerted my boss, and they noticed that yes, this does not look right. I was extremely concerned. I was also feeling like I was losing my mental focus. And so as I continued to work and continued to be concerned, we got to 3:30, and I was now visibly impaired on my right side. Yes, it was my right side. My right arm was almost limp, and my right leg. So my right side of my body was twisted, and I was going into what looked like a stroke. Now, bear with me. I was still in my 30s, yeah? 30s, was it? Could have been early 30s. And by the time the nurse looked at me, she was concerned that I was indeed having a stroke. And so she called ahead to the doctor in the community, who cleared the way for me to come right in. And he examined me. He was from Nigeria, never forgot. And he looked at me and he asked me what was I taking. So I said, forgive the noise, I'm in the lobby and people are moving up and down. But by now you know perfection is just not happening where I am, so life is happening. It's called lifing, right? Yeah. So when I got to the doctor and he did his examinations and asked me what was I taking, I said, I'm taking supplements. And he's like, do you have it with you? I'm like, no, or did I have it? I can't quite remember. But I told him what I was taking, and it was a combination of omega fatty acids as well as a full spectrum nutritional blend. He said to me, I'm going to give you this prescription because you are having an attack of Bell's palsy, which pretty much is a neurological disease that mimics a stroke, and it's brought on by stress. So his reason for asking what I was taking was simply because for the duration of this attack, from 8 in the morning until he saw me after 4 p.m., I should not have any functionality on that right side of my body. So his professional advice was, whatever you are taking, continue to take it. It is literally preventing your nervous system from going down. And take these items, go straight to the pharmacy. You need to get the B12 because the B12 is critical for restoring your nervous function the way it should be. And he gave me some other things. The B12 in particular, he said, had to be injected directly into my veins because that is how it would work best. You can imagine I was petrified. And as he said, it worked. The B12 had things coming back to normal. He did say that it was early days, so he did not expect me to lose mobility permanently, but there is a chance. I needed to take good care of myself. I needed to avoid stress, and I needed to rest. And I did all of those as much as I could. He did not give me, or did he? I think he gave me some vacation time, not much, some sick leave. And with that, I went home. Actually, I had a function that evening, a nutritional wellness presentation, and I still did it because I am so committed to my commitments. However, I told myself I would reduce stress. Easier said than done. And so from that day, And that was 2002 until maybe 2008. I had these constant mini Bell's palsy attacks. I started to research it, I started to understand it, and with all the different things that they said could trigger it, my biggest trigger was stress. And even though that was 2002, here we are, 2024. I am finally deciding that I need to reduce and remove all stressors from my life. Fortunately for me, nutrition and good self-care diminished and then removed Bell palsy from my life. But I could have lost all mobility. I could have even lost my neurological functions. I could have been crippled. All because I took the world and I placed it on my shoulder, and I believed that I could save the world from the world. And here we are. The world would still be standing, and I would now be in a place of dependency. My word is, take time for yourself. Note the differences in your body. Take charge of it, and if the instruction is avoid stress, and as a matter of fact, whether it is or not, we should avoid stress. It's not doing any benefit to your body. And just live your life. Let the chips fall where they may. And as I always say, Sherry has lots to say, so we'll continue our talk in the near future. Ciao for now.